So we'll call the meeting to order. It's 5:31. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda as it's written?
So moved.
Second it.
Any questions, comments? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor of approving the agenda as it's written, say aye.
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 Public comment. If you are part of the public and you'd like to speak, now is your time to do it. If you choose to want to do it any other time, the board will not recognize you. So is there any public comment? Hearing none, we'll move on. Purpose to approve the 110 utility truck, sustainable agriculture.
That would be me. Hi, everybody. So little background here. About 3 weeks ago, Governor Scott announced to our tech centers across the state that he was going to allocate the remainder of his federal GEER funds. GEER funds were the COVID funds for CTE. Green Mountain Tech used a large percentage of our funds for infrastructure upgrades to our internet capabilities back 3-4 years ago. So 3 weeks ago, he said he had some money left over, and he was going to allocate $80,000 each to each of the tech centers. And then 2 weeks ago, released the grant application with a very, very tight timeline, being that first of all, the grant was for the purpose of equipment upgrades. So specifically, the governor wanted to see tech centers use this money for large purchases, things that would improve programming. So it was a very tight timeline. Oh, sorry, a very tight timeline. These funds need to be obligated by today, and so here we are. The need here is for a 1-ton truck at the Sustainable Ag program. The truck that we've had out there is a 2007 and is beginning to fall apart. So it's about time for us to replace it. I really don't foresee a viable option for doing so through our local budget currently. So we really wanted to jump on this opportunity to upgrade there. There will be, it's not the only program that needs a 1-ton truck. Forestry will need one, but forestry is in a little better shape. So we've decided to go with Sustainable Ag. They need it for everything everything that they do out there, hauling equipment, moving animals, all of that other stuff can't be done without a vehicle of that size and nature, as well as the plowing that needs to be done out there, which we take care of. And our students learn to plow on. There is a link in the message on this call that has the actual bid. There was only one bid that came in from Lemoyle Chevrolet, and it is, if you go to the page that I put there, there's 3 links. It is the first link. You can see what they bid. It is for a 1-ton truck with a dump body and a plow that comes in at about $78,000.
You have a motion to approve this?
Second it.
Any discussion? Hearing seeing none, all those in favor of approving this purchase, say aye.
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 Opposed or abstained? Okay, we've approved the 1-ton utility truck.
Awesome. So since we're here, I'd figure I'd bring forward the other bigger purchase that we were looking at as well. So we have 2 minivans that we use to get kids out to job sites, programs out to job sites, to do field trips, get to various statewide testings, all that other stuff. They put on a lot of mileage, and one of the 2 is really limping along at this point. I believe it's a 2009 or 2010 Chevy. I can't remember what it is at this point. But it's something that I think we're all feeling that we no longer can put on the road or feel comfortable putting on the road. And we're in a place where we need these vans to do some of the basic work that we do to get people to job sites and such. So it so happens that we have a nice problem in that our adult ed program, since Mallory Dodlin has taken it over, has been earning revenue. That is not the goal of the adult ed program, but when the adult ed program, it's usually to cover the expenses and costs, but when things are done well and right, we also make a little bit money on top of that. So over the last 4 years, we've made revenue, and each year that revenue really hasn't gone towards anything. It's just rolled over year to year. And now we have enough in that fund to purchase a van. And it's something that we could use for the school, for the staff, for the adult ed program, should we need something like that. And so we put out a bid for vans. We got 2 bids back. Those are also linked on that document. One is from Toyota for, I think, about $49,000, and one from Chrysler for about $46,000. The Toyota is, I think, kind of the preference, but they're not in stock, and they don't know when they'll have those in stock. So the Chrysler is the next one that came in. It's also 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and is something that we would be able to use. Any way you cut it, we need another vehicle to be able to do the work that we do. And I'm not sure how this goes from here when you have choices before you. Do you guys select? Do I recommend?
Yeah, what's your recommendation?
I honestly think we need the van sooner rather than later, and I would go with the less expensive Chrysler in this case, even though my preference, and it's just personal preference, is for the Toyota. But so I would say the Chrysler.
We have a motion to approve this Chrysler.
So moved.
Seconded.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I think that the Toyota is a much better van than the Dodge. I speak as a former Dodge van owner, and I
have not had one.
Pardon?
I have not had a Dodge van, so I don't know.
I have, and I think that the Toyota is a much better deal. How long would we have to wait for it? And can you wait?
They said end of November.
Can you wait that long?
We could try and string that out. Yeah. I mean, the folks were willing to work with us. You know, like I said, I don't have a lot of background experience with a Chrysler. I do with Toyotas in general, which are, I think they have more longevity. But if you know, if the board would like to rather see a Toyota, I'm happy to wait, and we'll figure it out over the next 2 months.
You know, I used to have a Dodge, and I agree with Jan that the Toyota would probably be a better bet. But I'm a little concerned about the dock worker strike that's hitting right now. And if we delay until November, I don't know if that means there could be a potential longer delay, or if any tariffs are going to be placed on that might boost the price up. Although you may be able to lock in on the price.
I think so. I mean, the bid's in, so that would be the price that we're going with. You know, and like I said, he was quoting me a month and a half, 2 months out from there. So I'm comfortable waiting. You know, but Deb.
Oh, yep. Thanks. So we, in the transportation at the LNSU, the student transportation, we always revert to the Toyota. They last longer. They're more reliable. We have a good relationship locally for maintenance and everything else. We did do a Dodge at one point because of wheelchair accessibility, and it has not lasted.
Okay.
3 or 4 years, and we've junked it. So if you can wait, I would also highly recommend the Toyota.
All right. We'll make it work, knowing that it's coming. So I'll say then yes. Let's go with the Toyota.
So we're gonna redo the motion to do the Toyota instead of the Chrysler?
I think we need to knock down the first motion and vote it down and then re-motion.
Who made the motion for the Chrysler?
I did.
Can you pull it?
Well, I could pull it, yeah, or we could just vote it down and then have a new motion to move forward on the other vehicle.
Okay, so we ready to make a motion to vote the Chrysler down?
So moved.
Second,
All those in favor of voting the Chrysler down, say aye.
Wait.
aye.
We have
Aye.
hang on. We have a motion on the floor to approve a Chrysler. So this, Jeff, is why I was saying, just have you, rescind your, now we're voting negatively to approve not getting, it's a very, because we were about to vote yes to, I think everyone was getting ready to vote yes. That would have approved the Chrysler. But I think the best way to do it is to rescind the motion, and we'll have a new one.
I disagree with Robert's rules, but I'll follow your lead.
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Once a motion's made, it has to be either approved or disapproved.
Well, the one person who made it can,
Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do.
You can amend the motion, but unless it's amended, I think we should vote no on the motion that's on the table.
Okay, so the motion that's on the floor is to approve the Chrysler. All those in favor of approving the Chrysler, say aye. Those that are opposed, vote no.
No.
No,
No.
Okay, so this motion is now off the floor, disapproved. Do we have a motion to approve a Toyota van?
So moved on a Toyota.
second,
Any further discussion on a Toyota van? All those in favor of approving a Toyota, say aye.
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 Opposed or abstained? We have approved a Toyota.
Thank you all. Sorry to have caused confusion there.
Okay. Do we have any other business? No other business? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
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 Unanimous.